Top of the morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you were watching this session. Welcome to Opinion Poll with Ignited Ayo. And as you can see, I'm with the ladies of Opinion Poll. You're welcome to the show. Ramsey girl and Joppy girl. How is the weathering you this afternoon?
This weather, they used to say weather for two, right? For some people, for some married couples. And for me, even it's not weather for tea, it's weather for pap.
Weather for pap.
Yes.
Why weather for pap? Tea is not that expensive.
My sister, forget
Who told you tea is not expensive?
I know I can avoid
If I drink 200
naira
pap now, I'm okay.
Yes.
But see now, we need to spend up to 700.
Yesterday night, when I got home, I just have to make pap for myself and just buy some this kind make and put everything. Now weather for pap from my own section.
Again. So this is weather for pap, not weather for tea. Okay, no wala. So how are you doing? How is it going with you? How is everything? How are you coping with the economy of Nigeria? Let me start with Ramsey girl.
So far, Nigerians, we are any little thing, any small thing like this, we don't adapt. So we already adapt. We don't adapt to the suffering. May God not let suffering be our own, our portion. So
Amen.
We don't have choice. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, if we say pepper is cost, won't we eat? If we say rice is expensive, are we not going to eat? We still eat now. The only thing that we are using to survive in this country is prayer. Some people say prayer is not working. To me, prayer is working, because if God is not answering our prayer, there are some people that cannot even afford us all these things that we are buying. But we thank God that He's answering our prayer. So He should answer us further by making our government to please consider us and make our stress to, they should lessen our burden. So we are begging them and we are praying to God to help us pacify them.
On that, God will help us. I will say amen to that. God will help us.
Amen.
God will help us. So let me go to your big girl. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank God. Just like what she said, with God by our side, I think we are moving forward. Because if not for God's grace, I don't know where most of us would have been now. But with God, we are moving forward. Because I still believe, I'm very sure that it's only God that is helping us. That is even helping us in this our country.
Exactly. On that God factor, I'm going to dwell on it too, because as me has me harm. As me has me harm. It is only God that has been carrying me. When I need something, I instead of thinking about it, I just say, God, I beg you, you're my Jireh, you have to provide for me. And miraculously the provision will just come. And just yesterday a friend of mine said, you this gay, shall take money to buy biscuit and chocolate.
Let me look for my account number.
So that was how I collected money for chocolate and biscuits last night.
Just like that.
Just like that. Chocolate. And this is how God used to answer prayer.
And some people saying that God is not answering prayer.
God answered my own prayer. I collected money for biscuit and chocolate. I was like, wow. I'm not expecting, that moment, because he has my account number, and he just said, I just saw the receipt for biscuit and chocolate. I said, oh God, my Lord,
God send us somebody that will be giving us money for biscuit and chocolate.
Yes, so the money is coming. Unfortunately, as the money came in, billing just came. Billing just came and took it, and I just have to manage, because today is still 20.
Everything is management.
People around themselves, they don't even want to know, maybe you don't have anything.
As in, I opened one message online this morning. I had to show it to somebody. I said, see billing, billing in 6 figures. I was like, I just told her, my sister, it is well.
Someone is even billing you in 5-4 figures. If you have not seen, talk 6 figures.
This one is billing me in 6 figures. I'm like, where do you want me to see this one? I'll do what my
We just have to keep thanking God, because we are not looking the way what we are passing through.
Yes,
so that is it.
All right, so let's go on a quick break. As soon as we get back, we dive into our conversation today. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show. So on the street of social media, we saw a video that caught our attention, and as always, on this segment of opinion poll, what we do is to, give our contribution or give our opinion on a particular matter. And on this one, it is a shocking revelation, because this one, it entered our eyes and we had no choice but to see it. So we'll have the video on display so you can join us in this conversation. Please stay with us.
Like this. You are following people here. You are following people here. That was you. Go and tell this. Go and tell this. Exactly. Go and tell this. Exactly. Go and tell this. 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 See, look at what she's doing. You are traveling like, look at the way she's traveling. That was you. Imagine. So we don't break my head, Abby. Go and tell this. 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 Go and tell this.
All right, so that was the video that caught our attention on the street of social media. This guy saw this lady indecently dressed, and he came down, he highlighted from his car, went to meet her and asked her to go and change her dress. I mean, how would you ask somebody to go and change her dress? She doesn't know you. She know you from no man. You're not related to her. You're not a boyfriend, no fiancé. You're not a brother, and you're telling her to go and change with that tone, in that manner. And he began to pour water on her. And we can't play the whole video because of how blurry some of it some part of the video is. On the long run, the guy got injured, badly injured, because the girl kept throwing things at him and all of that. But then let me come to the ladies. Remzi girl, what was the first thing that came to your mind as soon as you saw this video? The guy's reaction with the lady's reaction. What were the first thing that came to your mind?
With the girl in this dressing, I'm against it. And also, I'm totally against the guy manner of approach. Because when you want to speak against something, there's a way you are going to approach it. There's a way you are going to go about it. Not in a way of threatening the person involved. Yes, she's not dressing decently, but at least you should try. The way you approach her will also make her to retaliate. The guy was trying, he's not even trying to, was pouring water on her, of which it doesn't make sense. That was why she also had to hit him with her bag. And at the end of the day, he was bleeding. I think he broke his phone was broken too.
Yes.
So if he have approached the manner in a sensible way, all those things would not have happened. The lady too that was dressing indecently, she's not so. In fact, I'm totally against it. And I'm also totally against the guy's manner of approach, because normally there are some places that when you meet somebody that is madder than you, in fact, maybe he was only bleeding on his head. I pray he did not go home with a broken head too.
All right, so Yopi girl, what came to your mind when you saw this video?
When I saw the video, from my own perspective, I was like, okay, everybody, we are all entitled to our own opinion, right?
Of course.
In terms of your dressing, the way you behave, but in terms of indecent dressing, is not okay enough. And the way the guy even treated the lady as well, indecent dressing, no way, it will bring disrespect. That is one thing. It's going to bring embarrassment to you, and it's going to bring harassment as well. So if you don't want anyone to disrespect you or to harass you, you just have to know what you are doing. In the sense that lady as well, you actually know before she left her home, she knew that what she was putting on is not right enough. In the street of wherever she is, I don't know the particular place, but wherever she is not good enough. So what she puts on definitely attracts embarrassment as well. So for that guy to embarrass her is what she caught for. From my own side. So if you don't want anyone to disrespect you, to harass you, you just have to dress decently.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
that is it.
For this guy in this video, it is not the first time I will be seeing him approach ladies like this. In fact, this same manner, this same way, he would just come down. He would have started making the video. At some point, I thought it was skits.
Okay.
But on the long run, I saw that it is not skits, because it is real time. a lady, somebody cannot be throwing something like that at you like this, and to the
Yes,
point
and
of
still,
injuring you,
yes.
and we conclude it is a skit. It is not. So this is not the first time this guy will be doing this. He would see ladies indecently dressed. He would go and meet them, and the first line he would say is, "Go and change your dress."
Just like that.
So it is not something he's used to. And the first time I would come across this guy's video, what came to my mind is that, who are the people that raised this guy? Because first, when you raise a guy, a man, in such a way that he can differentiate between decency and indecency, kudos to the parents that raised such. But then I believe in conversation,
Exactly.
that even if you want to correct an indecent act, the manner in which you approach it matters. So before I come back to that, I would also like to speak on the fact that he did not go and meet the girl to begin to say, "Hey, fine girl, how are you? How are you doing?" Unlike some of the things that we see outside, that you see guys, because a lady is indecently dressed, they will go and start harassing the girl, like you have said. And also, I love the fact that when he went to meet the girl, unlike if you go to Oshodi market, or let's forget about Oshodi market, all these popular Lagos markets, the moment they see that you're indecently dressed, they help you to open everything. They will tear your clothes. You want to expose it now? Oh yeah, let's help your
That is
ministry.
embarrassment.
That is embarrassment. So I love the fact that he didn't do that. But at the same time, I want us to speak on how he approached this issue. And also, we have a lot of people that we see people indecently dressed and say, it's none of my business, so I don't want to talk about it. We let it slide. So let's speak from the perspective of those who will not correct this indecent act, and those who will want to correct this indecent act but did not know how to go about it. Just like the way we see it playing out in this guy's case, to the point that he was pouring water on the girl, to the point that he himself got injured and he lost a lot of things, because that gadget that fell down,
Yes.
he will be spending a lot of money to repair it. And apart from that, his health is there.
Is there.
I just hope that it doesn't have a deep cut that will warrant that they stitch it. So I want us to speak from this perspective. So let me start with Ramsey girl.
Okay, I'll still continue hammering on the aspect of manner of approach. Like I said, his manner, he almost started well by approaching her. But when he got to the stage of go and change at home, why would he tell me to go and change as my father or as my mother? So it's not even clear if you are older than me, but sometimes when, like some people say, when you are acting wrong, there's nobody that will be short or high of age to correct you. So then it got to a stage of pouring her water. So pouring her water, does that, okay, all the things he has been doing, does that mean, did the girl later go home to change? No, she did not. But the kind of way you go to meet her, like you said, you believe in conversation. When you converse with her in a good manner and in a respectable manner, she's not a kid, she's an adult. And just like your girl will always say, if you are doing a bad thing, you know that you are doing a bad thing, and then if you are doing a good thing, you know that you are doing a good thing. It will take me to one video, like a girl that was crying that someone harassed her. That one happened in Ilorin. There are some places in Ilorin, because I am from Ilorin. There's one part of Ilorin, we call it Ojaoba. On Fridays, Friday is Jumat for Muslims, and Ilorin is like a Muslim dominated community. When you go to Ilorin on Friday without putting on an head tie, you'll be mercilessly flogged. And people know them for that. So you dare not go there without something on your head. When you go to Ilorin on Friday, I cannot go to Ilorin on Friday like this with a short top on the trouser I'm putting on. I'll be dealt with. They are going to warn you, but if you're not listening to them, they're going to deal with you anyhow, and there's nobody that is going to stop them. So we've known Ilorin for that, and some other parts of the countries. But there are some places like Lagos. Lagos is a no man's land, so we know it for what it is. So there's nobody that will question. Though there are some places too, some like markets, where some people will see you and try to tear you up. But that person that you're trying to tear her cloth, do you know the kind of person she is? That cloth that you're tearing, do you know what it can lead to? The lady was asking him, do you know me? Do you know the kind of person I am? You don't know her. Me, I will still always mention the fact that all these kind of things cannot happen abroad. Though those things were copied from abroad. But you cannot see a man harassing a lady like that, irrespective of the way she is dressing. Me, I would not say, okay, like the lorry lady, she went as far as saying a policewoman stopped her, though she was dressing indecently. And for that kind of community that you have, you're not supposed to dress like that. So she said she went out to get something and a policewoman saw her and slapped her for dressing like that. Okay, in the course of slapping her, what if she fell down and die? What if she fall down and die?
You see, we're still going to pick this conversation from here.
So as a mother,
okay,
you should correct her. If she listen to you, if she did not listen to you. You see, it's not everybody that will listen to whatever you are saying. And there are some things that when you've already informed the person that the matter is about, that do this, and the person insisted on not doing it, you don't have to force them. You don't, though we are trying to correct some things in the society, but everything is not with is not, we should not
With
take
force.
it to rigidity. So I don't know if you understand
Yeah.
me. So at least we should be able to hold the conversation. So if I thought, excuse me, young lady, this thing you are putting on is too indecent. Look at small children, look at kids around. What kind of character do you want them to emulate from you?
But do you know that if he had said it in that way, he would have collected plenty slap.
They are so, like I said.
Just imagine walking up as a lady now, because this is actually one of my fears. When I see ladies that are indecently dressed, I would want to approach them, talk to them. But then by the time you are talking, they look at it from head to toe. Even before you finish talking, they would have landed you slap.
So that's
I
why
mean, I don't want to collect free slap from anybody.
Okay, he that did not collect slap, he had a wound at the back of his ear, bleeding seriously. In fact, more than the person that they will even give slap safe. So there are sometimes that we watch the kind of situation that we have before we take action. So
okay, so we are still going to come back to that, because I feel like if we cannot achieve something with gentility,
okay.
at some point you should be able to achieve it
With
with force, just as it get, because on the long run, at the end of the video, the lady later felt remorseful. She was crying. Definitely she would go back home because the dress is wet already. From considering the fact that it is a very light dress, you are now soaked in water.
I'm telling you,
go
she's
back
not
home.
feeling remorseful because of her dressing. She's feeling remorseful because everybody is kind of blaming her that the guy is having a wound at the back of his head.
Now we are still coming back to that conversation. Let me come to your girl. What would you have done in that case? Let's say you are not a man, because we are trying to bring this. The essence of this show is to sensitize people that in this we want an environment, a society that will be sane. Just imagine that, and this thing is happening. Shey we are the one that is fully dressed doing a show now. If you see some podcasts, before they will reproduce all these pre-recorded podcasts, before they will reproduce it, they will be blurring their chests because what they are wearing is so indecent. And you are wondering, it is human being that we watch this thing. There are some podcasts that I don't even bother to. I don't want to just mention it. There are some podcasts in this part of the world that I can't even watch it because of the level of indecency. So you as a person, you find yourself in this case, not in the lady's shoe now, in the guy's shoe. What would you have done differently?
Yoruba do say something. Pẹ̀lẹ́ ó lábo, ó ní abo, ó dẹ̀ ní akọ. That is, when you want to say sorry to someone, in terms of sorry, we have some cases where you say sorry, and you say, oh, I'm sorry. We have different tonations in that case. So now, for me, if I want to approach such a person, in as much as the person is an adult, and personally I'm an adult as well, there will be some processing, some steps that I need to take before I can just. It's not that you will just force someone to do something. As I said earlier in the beginning, I said everybody are entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
The way I dress is. Some people will tell that the way I dress is none of your business. I use my money to do what, to buy what I'm putting on. So I didn't ask money from you. So what is your problem with what I'm putting in? As much as I'm comfortable with what I'm putting on, also what's your problem? But in that case, we need to be calm. Not everything that's not that we are going to be doing everything with force. Not that we'll be forcing everything. So in terms of that, in such cases, you need to calm down. If the other person is hot temper and you too as well, you are hot temper, you will not arrive at the conclusion of that part. So if someone is, they said if someone is behaving like a sheep, you too, you don't behave like a sheep as well, because you will not arrive at the conclusion. Or if someone is behaving like as a goat, you said you are behaving like as a goat, how will you arrive at the conclusion of the matter? No. So in that case, we need to calm down, sit ourselves together, talk about this amicably. It's not that you will be forcing it on yourself or like the other guy. I can't blame the guy, but I will still say it. If you don't want someone to harass you, to disrespect you or to feel embarrassed, just know
Do
what
the
you are
right
doing.
thing.
Do the right
Okay,
thing.
now let's pick it from there. And I'm still coming back to Ramsey girl. You are saying you cited an example of people that will say it is my dress. I bought it with my money. What is your business with it? I think this issue of what is your business with what I'm wearing has further led to how bad our society has become. I can remember I'm still very young, but while we were growing up, there are things you will never wear. Because even if the people inside did not correct you,
Those
the
people
people you
outside
are
will
going to
too.
meet outside, they will correct you. They will show you. They will be your mirror. That is it that even if the people inside did not have eyes to see what you are wearing, the people that have eyes outside, they are now showing you what we are wearing, which is the duty of the society. You can attest with me that at some point in Yoruba land, let's use the Yoruba land. Yoruba used to make a proverb that it is one person that give birth to a child, but it is the duty of every other person to correct that child. So the moment we say that, it is my business, it is my child, you can't correct me, another person cannot correct me, then how do we want to create a sane atmosphere for children to grow up in? Because we see that we have a lot of children around us, and those are part of the things that the guy emphasized in that video, that look at all these children. What do you want to present for them? Now, from what you said that we should sit down and talk about it, at this point, this lady is traveling. When there's no time for them to sit down and say they want to talk about this issue. There should be a way that we can approach situations like this, that even the lady herself, you look at yourself. I mean, she left a house before she got to that junction where she's looking for keke.
People will be
She
looking
met
at-
with people.
yes,
People are looking at you.
her.
Sometimes it is good to, even if people are not shaming you, you should be shaming yourself. There are times that I'm going out, I see that people are looking at me too much. I'll have to go to a corner and look
And
at my
check
body.
and recheck.
Is it that I'm not? Is it that this dress I'm wearing is torn? Why are people looking at me like that? Even to the point of even asking people that, wait, help me to look my dress. Hope everything is all right. So you should be able to shame yourself and say that, no, this thing I'm doing is bad. Just imagine if you can be having the display of the video, the leggings.
Is net.
Is net.
That one is not
See,
even leggings. It's net.
maybe
Just
you know
say
what?
She's
net.
wearing a net.
I'm very
The
sure.
dress she's wearing, she's not even wearing an undergarment. It
Yes.
is just the dress is just covering
Just
our breast, and every other thing is showing. So if nobody is shaming you, at least for the fact that people are looking at you, you should be able to go back. And it's bringing me to come to for it's bringing me to for us to talk about ladies, the kind of lives. Because I believe that a food that is open, if you keep a food here now for like 12 hours, will you be able to eat that food? No. So I believe that it is what is covered that is full of value. So how can ladies put this value upon themselves that you don't have to expose yourself like this before people can respect you? You don't have to open yourself this wide. At least give some
It
covering.
doesn't add to your beauty. I don't know. Maybe some people don't even know what they call indecent dressing, because some people believe maybe those people that used to wear only spaghetti or pants is indecent dressing.
So now let's define it. What then is indecent dressing? Let's define. Let me start with Ramsey girl. To you, what would you? Because this girl, like you said, you were the one that said it earlier. She didn't even know that she's doing the wrong thing.
So
Exactly.
she didn't know that
It's
the
because,
dress is
it's because we have shame. That's why we are
Yes.
dressing
Yes.
decently.
Yes.
Some people doesn't have shame. So no
Exactly.
matter what you say or do, they would never listen.
Change.
Not even this our Gen Z generation. They would never listen. It's just as if you are wasting your time. You try to put an effort. Like you said there are some things that we shouldn't take with levity. But there are some situations that no matter what, you don't do with force.
Yes.
So you don't do it. Once you see that this person is not trying to adhere, why can't you just leave the person alone? Especially when that person is not a kid. That lady is not a kid. So, and as you can see, she doesn't have shame. So you leave her. It's not everybody that will try to correct. When we see those that are ready to heed to correction, we correct them. But when we see those that are not ready, we leave them. You let them be. So you don't do everything with force. That's my own. You don't do it with force. Though, like I said, in Ilorin, is a must for you. And some people know that is a must for them, and there's nothing they can do about that. But there are some areas that no matter what you do, areas that 80% of those that are staying there are dressing indecently. So how do you want to achieve that?
Yeah,
So you don't do
exactly.
it with force.
Exactly. And it is the reason why I actually want us to now spell out what indecency is. Because to that lady, decency for her is what she's wearing.
And there's one thing again.
You see, this thing I'm wearing now is not decent enough for some people.
Yes.
Decency for some people is when you are wearing a
Exactly,
turtleneck.
yes.
Everything up and down.
You are wearing a very long. That is
Mm.
decency.
No.
To some people, what I'm wearing is not decent
Exactly,
enough.
yes.
So now, your girl, if you will define indecency, or okay, let's start with
Indecent
indecency.
dressing.
If you will define indecent dressing, what level of flesh should a person show that will make you conclude that this one is indecent?
You know, let me say from my own side, any dress that is morally and sexually offensive is indecent. In as much as is exposing or showing some part of your body, like maybe we have some people you can raise your hands up, all your armpits will be showing.
Do you know that me? I even
You
find
know,
it
all
difficult
your
to wear
chest.
sleeveless.
All your chest
I find it
will be
difficult.
showing. We have some sensitive part that you don't have to be showing outside, but some people they don't even want to know that. You will see their breast showing. They will tell that they are going to party when they saw some wears. You like, what are you? Are you sure you are not going to seduce the husband or the? You know now. In terms of indecent dressing, any dress that is morally and sexually offensive is indecent. In as much as is exposing some part of your body that doesn't.
I love that. I love that. Rems, you want to say
When
something?
you're talking about indecent dressing, generally, we all know that indecent dressing is when you are revealing the sensitive part of your body.
So what are these sensitive parts of our body?
That is like revealing your cleavage. Those days, is only cleavage, but now it's like everybody is revealing their full breast now. Yes, even thigh. You see the
Yes,
kind of skirt. The
now.
one I said a policeman has laughed at. If you see what she was putting on,
Yeah, I
something
saw
like
the
you know this pin down that they used to wear for
Yes,
children.
yes.
All
That
this
was what
place
she
is
was
not
putting
showing.
on. So all
All
these
this
parts, like, and a few part of her bum bum is showing, and she was putting on a very short skirt.
She's now crying.
If
So
you
that
are
And
people
she's
can
putting
now
on
crying.
mini
So
skirt,
the only thing I
micro
can
skirt.
say against it is the policewoman slapping her.
No, we are still coming back to the people that use
That
violence to correct.
slapping can lead to another thing. That's the only thing. She can still call her and correct her. If she listens to you, fine. And if she not listen to you, you let her go.
Exactly.
That's my own point.
Now I want to pick it from what we have just highlighted on indecent dressing. Anything morally and sexually offensive. Do you know that there was a time in my fellowship we were having a conversation, and I was telling someone, I was telling the guys there that you people should help our ministry and stop wearing boxers up and down. You know, it's because for some guys now, it is no longer boxers. It is no longer boxers now. You see guys wearing pants, wearing leggings. No, yes, now because it is so tight and everything is coming out. I was saying that you people should help our mental health, help us not to be imagining things. And they were now talking about ladies. And do you know that not too long when we have that conversation, we stepped out, and this girl, she was wearing one. I don't even know what to call it. The only thing that is covering is
the front.
You get it right. That's the only thing that is covering.
Okay.
Every other thing like this is exposed. And guys were watching her. And do you know what is coming to my mind is that those guys now, it has created a mental picture in their head. Because we want to have a society where people are mentally sane. You see all this thing that we are saying that people used to rape another person. You see that most of these people who are involved in rape, this rape victim, you see that it is not even their dressing that is making men to rape them.
Yes.
It is because there is a mental picture in their head. They saw a lady that is indecently dressed and they are looking for how to satisfy that craving, that lust that lady has woken up in there. And before you know it, they see a girl that is decently dressed. And because they have a mental picture, the girl that is decently dressed is looking like the image they saw before. Before you know it, they use their own to cover the girl that is decently dressed. Do you see that? So we want to have an environment that is sane. So how can we now correct it? How can we start with ourselves, with our neighbors, with the children around us, with the people that we have around us, with the girls that are just growing up around us? How can we now correct it? That is what. Now we are not limiting it to this conversation on this guy. That one don't collect.
Yes,
He got injured. He will go and spend his money. So we don't want to be like that. So how can we now come in? Let me start with Ramsey girl.
The only way to come in is just to keep talking. We keep talking. We keep advising. So we lay emphasis on hello. you don't dress like this, you do like this. At least if you are putting on, okay, just look at what you are wearing. If it comes down a little bit, won't it be beautiful? So there are some way
But
you
personally,
will.
for me, if I'm wearing an indecent dress and you're telling me this, I will get annoyed. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, if I do it with force, won't you
Unsolicited
get annoyed?
advice.
Even if I do it with force, won't you get annoyed? So that's just it. We are still saying the same thing. Even if you do it with force or you do it calmly, that person will still get pissed. So why not do it calmly?
All right. So let me go back to Ramsey Girl. You have concluded that we should do it calmly. I know you mentioned having a conversation earlier, but now let's bring this to real life experience. Because me, as I am, I still don't have the mind to walk up to a person that is wearing micro mini skirts.
Okay.
And wearing only bra and go and meet her and say, Auntie, you're too fine than all this thing you're doing. Even before I will say you're too fine than all this thing you're doing, the woman would have slapped me.
Okay,
So me
let me add
personally,
something.
for me, I'm still looking at how I can do it. If I should be the one experiencing, if I should be the one seeing another lady like this as a lady. So how would you have done it if you are the one? Now we are bringing this home. We have shifted this conversation from this girl.
Individual side.
Yes.
You know, this is a social media era now. In such a case, if I come across someone like that, maybe, and I'm unable to stand in order to have a conversation with the person, I'd rather write it in a note and handle it. And once I give it to you, I will just
imagine.
So once you go through it, you will know what is there, and then be looking for me then. I will write whatever I want to tell you.
Just
I'll write
send
it.
it. So yeah.
And see, just like now those people that used to give you
Paper
this
to
thing,
read.
and once I give it to you, I will just turn back. It's you and the paper.
Yes,
I love
that. I love that sense. At least by the time you turn back, you did not even know who gave you the papers. You know, so I actually love that.
And another thing, social media should help us in order to promote decent dressing as well.
Social media because
yes, now
it's destroying
these young girls rather. Most of them, what they are trying to practice is what they are seeing on social media stuff. Some people have this celebrity as their role model in terms of their dressing. You will see some there. I want to be dressing like so person.
Some celebrities are just out of it.
This thing also is affecting this generation as well. And in terms of appearance, they used to say, dress the way you want to be addressed. So that is it. The parents have to be a role model to their children. As a parent, how are you dressing as well? Some parents, they don't have manner of dressing. And how will you be blaming?
Do you know this parent that you just mentioned? I was at a school 2-3 weeks ago. A parent brought a child to school with bomb shots. You came to a school environment that has secondary school students. She came with a bomb shot, and this is somebody that is fair. You know, if you're black like me, you're shako. You'll be covered.
They will look at you twice.
But if you're now very light, like all the lights that you're seeing here, everything is showing. And the children there, they are just looking.
You see, the school is not disciplined. Because if the school is disciplined,
that is another distraction
you
to the students.
Because I have a Muslim school in my area that my first daughter was going before. If you are dressing decently as a parent, they'll pursue you right from the gate. They will tell you cannot come in like that, because even our students are covering, they are wearing hijab and covering.
So who are you to open everything?
So most people don't even know it as something that is bad. Even we Muslims that will say we must not open any other part of our body. You see some Muslims. So which makes me to want to say this. There are some people that are not decently dressed sometimes, but they are of good nature and they are of good character.
Yeah.
Just like the guy I mentioned was saying, you be a shawabi. That does not necessarily mean she's a runs girl. But she just derive joy. Exactly. But she just derive just like me as a Muslim. Okay, I should not be looking at you that you are indecently dressed because you are not putting on a tie. That means I've judged you wrongly. Sometimes, me now, I'm one kind of person that used to put on wig. So I'll put on wig and still had small scarf. Somebody, one of my sisters was telling me, you're opening your hair. I'll tell her, it's not my hair, it's wig. Just like the day they were telling you to cover your hair, so you're telling them it's wig. So it's interwoven. It's interwoven. But just like 80% of them, they know what they are doing. So, like that woman that wore bomb shots to the children's school now, as that school is not disciplined, I'll say it again. If they are disciplined, she was supposed to have to have been cautioned at the gate. At least each school has a security, and the one that does not have security, even
I
the
used to say
teacher,
that I can't even have a school.
even
Because if I have a school, I would have chased a lot of people away.
away.
Because I was so angry
When you have
I
your
saw
standard,
the woman.
when you have your standard, they will abide by it.
Mhm.
When you have your standard, they will abide. There's a school too. Their own is 70% payment before you resume, and after 3 weeks of resumption, you pay in full. If you are not paying in full, don't even bring your child to the school on the 4th week, because they will pursue you. So they know them for that. Not that one school now be shouting, they're owing me a lot of money. It's because you don't have lay down rules that they are following. I'm still saying that Muslim school, you dare not dress indecently as a parent there. They will pursue you right from the gate. In fact, the principal, the owner of the school, is the one that is always the proprietor is the one that is always at the gate. So the man did not send you.
I love that.
He did not send
because
you.
we want a sane environment. And back to what me I will do. Me, I'm not sure. I want to say my mind. I'm not sure that I will be able to approach
one-on-one
if I should be in that guy's shoe. I'm not sure I will be. But one thing I do is, if I see people that are indecently dressed, or when I see people that are doing the wrong thing, maybe they are smoking, you see all these young guys smoking and all of that. For the ones I cannot approach, I will just silently pray for them in my mind that God should meet with them. Because I don't like to judge people. Because before I would go to people and say, what you're doing is bad.
Yeah.
There's, as much as I'm not exposing my body, there are still some things that I will do that is still very bad. So I don't want to just judge you because of what you are dressing. Because I believe that people do what they do at a time due to the level of knowledge they have at that time. So for this lady, the lady was even asking, do you know who I am? It could be that she is just the daughter of a rich man, a spoiled brat, that is how she dressed where she was coming before. Backstory, we don't know if that is who she is. Maybe that is how they used to dress. It is normal thing for them. Was it not, you were the one I was telling that I still find it difficult to wear bomb shorts, even at home, because I want something that when you come to visit me, I can open the door and you come inside. It's not that we have to run inside the room freely to go and change again, because that is the level of experience I am exposed to. So it may be that she's not even a runs girl, but that is the level of knowledge she is exposed to, that is how they dress and all of that. So I may not be able to approach her. I may just pray for her. And I have actually approached people before in this sense, but not in a sense like this. I think that maybe when somebody has a lady has a stain, I can approach. So I have not have the courage. But if it is younger people that are younger than me, that I know that I can easily approach, I can easily go to them, and I may not be directly talking about your dressing. I may just use wisdom. Exactly. I can intentionally drop something and look away. Can you please let me pick it, Sam? And by the time you feel ashamed yourself, you're like, oh, this person is passing a message. Or we can just be having a conversation. Like, I was once in the teaching sector. I had a student in my class. Her skirt was very long, very beautiful on her body, and I used to praise her for it. I just saw that 2 weeks after, this girl came with a short, and the skirt is plain thin, and pleated skirts. If you, regardless, even if it is a little above your knee, you can't bear down with it because it will jump. I now told her that I called her name. I said, my dad, I was marking. I mistakenly dropped something on the floor. I said, oh, yeah, quickly help me to pick it. Bend down very well and pick it. Now, why are you doing like that? She couldn't bend down. She struggled to bend down. I was like, oh, why are you struggling to bend down? What happened? And she's now adjusting the skirt. I said, what happened? Oh, I was like, hey, God, did you buy a new uniform? Wow, I didn't know that this is how they make the new uniform now. Before you know it, she started feeling bad. I'm not even saying anything concerning the dress. She started feeling bad. So for younger persons like that, I can actually use wisdom to teach you on that and to correct you. And before you know it, the girl herself, she was one that contributed money and started pleading with the mom, mommy, please, I want to buy a new uniform. The mother was like, who said you should cut it? You are the one that took it to the tailor and said they should cut it for you. And before you know it, the girl realized that, no, I'm doing something that is wrong. So I have shown the girl that to some extent you should have shame. And I would also come back to the social media that your girl mentioned. Social media is a good platform. I would always say that everybody is mad on social media does not mean you have to join them to be mad.
Exactly.
So because people are displaying indecency, you that is decent, show yourself. Let people see. We should, you see, it's because we have this I don't care attitude that since everybody is indecent, everything, I will not go to social media again. You that you are decent, as you are like this, you can promote decency as a Muslim lady, and that is what I love Nima of your lady, your view ladies for. Nima is an hijabi. She would anytime you see her, she's always promoting hijab sisters, always promoting decency. She'll say, I'm a lawyer and I'm an hijabite, promoting it because you see that everywhere is bad. You that you know the good thing, show forth yourself. Show people the things that you can do. Let people see that this is how they do it. Correct it. See a video online and say, this thing is bad. Make a video again, attach the video, correct it. Let people know that what they are doing is bad. Yes, you'll be trolled. Yes, people will drag you. Like I passed my neighbor generator. There was a time that people dragged me over. There was a case that we handled earlier in February. This Erisco issue. I was dragged. I was afraid that time. That, hey, let them not come to my house. But at least I said my people who attested to what I said, they were the people who supported it today. At the same time, people that did not. So now the conversation is now coming to us that as an individual, what are we going to be doing moving forward on decency? What are we going to be doing because we don't want to have children that will grow up and say, mommy, there's nothing wrong with wearing mini skirts now. I don't want to be explaining to my children and say, the thing is I don't have strength to be speaking that English. I don't have strength for say, this is how. So what do you think you as an individual can be doing moving forward to promote decency? Or what do you think our viewers, people that are watching us, can be doing to promote decency? Not majorly to correct, but how we ourselves can be promoting decency. Who wants to go first?
Promoting decency will start, like you said personally. It should just start from us. When someone sees you, the way you are dressed, even when you want to correct somebody that is not decently dressed, they will not be able to draw out something from you. Just like what you said the other time, that those guys that saw the lady that was indecently dressed, they already have a mental picture of how she was indecently dressed. So when next she's going out and she's putting on something that is covering her whole part of the body, that image she has already given them. That was what they will be using to be looking at her. So you as an individual, either you are a male or you are a female, the way you dressed, and that's how you'll be addressed. So as an individual, you need to dress decently. Dressing indecently does not hurt though it does not hurt, and it does not. It even reduces
your value.
Yes.
One of my friends, she will say, if see the way you are exposing yourself, we will reduce your bride price. That's what she would say.
So it reduces a lot about you. Yes, it reduces a lot about you. So, but dressing decently promotes the moral aspect of you. It makes people to view you. If you earn respect and makes people to view, okay, this girl, she's a good girl. In fact, when they're even talking about you, you will see people that will be able to stand up for you. That no, don't even go in that area. Okay, you as a person, if somebody is saying anything bad about you, maybe what you are saying is decent to you, may even still be indecent to another person. Okay, when you see somebody that is putting on a long dress and sees you putting on trousers, no, I'm not looking at her. Look at the kind of way she's dressed. But you still see somebody that will stand for you. No, you mean that lady? No. I've never seen her expose any part of her body before. So you still see people that will stand and support you. So as an individual, we should the movement of promoting a decent dressing should start with us.
I love that. Yopi girl, you want to say something? That would be our final word, actually.
Okay, just like she said. So I said it earlier, everybody have their own opinion in terms of dressing. But I want us to know that we are a role model to some people outside.
Yes.
That is what some people don't know. You might be thinking that I don't have anybody, but someone is looking up to you. They are looking up to you and you are a role model to them. So you have to dress moderately. Let the dressing come from you. What you are preaching, say what you are saying, let it come from you first. They do say something. Some people, what they can give, they'll be asking of. So if you can't give it out, you don't have to ask for it. So if you want to preach to someone to dress decently, let that one come from you as well. And take note, you are a role model to some people outside there. So we have to dress moderately and decently in order to promote this art of decent.
Yes, I love where we have landed. We have disagreed to agree. And I'm just going to sum it up with from what Ramsey Girl said, that we should start with ourselves. You see, it is difficult to lead others if you cannot lead yourself.
That's it.
Leading starts with, if you want to others to emulate what you are doing, you have to show it. You have to show it out to them. If you want people to be, if you want a child who will be morally upright, you have to exhibit it, show it. Let the child see that you are respectful. Let the child see that you are you are a person of integrity and all of that. And coming back to what you said we should be conscious of the fact that we are role models to others. And this is what people don't have knowledge of. I tell people that regardless of your level of influence, you are impacting people.
Yes.
At some point when I was in school, I didn't know I was making impact until I left school. When I left school, people would call me, we miss you, with this, with that. And I was wondering, why are you missing me? What did I do? I don't understand. And I discovered that there was something I used to do while I was there, that there was nobody to do it again when I left. So people should be conscious of that regardless of the level that we find ourselves, that people are watching us. And for me, moving forward, what can I do? I'm not sure I can do much more than this thing that I'm doing, talking. People know that I'm a talkative, that anywhere I go to, I talk. We'll keep talking about it until it becomes an habit. I tell people what makes an habit is what you do consistently.
Yes.
So I have to consistently be doing it, using every measure possible. As I am showing it in action, I'm also showing it in my words. I'm also teaching others. I'm also creating a group of people. The best way to transfer a legacy is to teach others.
Yes.
You teach others, you teach other people that thing which you want to become a legacy. Before you know it, you have created an habit amongst those 5 people. Let's say you want 5 people that will be decent. You have inculcated that habit in them. As they go to their own different sphere of influence, they will go and spread it. They'll keep spreading it. So as we have spread it here, our viewers have learned something. They would go to their sphere of influence, they will spread it too. And before you know it, decency and sanity will come back to our society. So this will be all that we can take on this segment. As always, you know that on this segment of Opinion Poll, we dive into conversation around lifestyle, on parenting, on taking care of children, conversation at all. Mostly what we do is to give our opinion. And if you have a question that you want us to air right here, you want to air our opinion on air, you can do well to send in your question to 090-2205-3305, 090-2205-3305. Do well to send in your question, and we will be live right here at Prime Media TV to give our opinion on your question. So this will be all that we can say, we can take on this segment. Till we come your way again, we are the ladies of Opinion Poll. We'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, how do I get it? Jane, what's wrong? How do you get what? I've been scrolling all day to see where I can get these shoes. Have you tried online vendors? Yes, but I haven't found anyone like it. How about the Remy Global Resources? Remy? I'll check it out. If I don't get to see where I can get these shoes, I'll just give up on it. Oh my god, I found it! At Remy Global Resources, this is how we put a smile on the face of our customers. We do not only make you see what you want, we also get it delivered to you at your doorstep. Why wait? Visit remy.com.ng to buy from us today. You can also sell your products on our website. Delivery within Lagos takes only 3 working days. Interstate delivery takes 7 to 14 working days. Contact the number on your screen for more details. Terms and conditions applied.